Hello, good evening, everybody. Uh, this is in response to some of the students from your class found that there was some missing informations when the voice was inserted over the slide. So, just I would like to share you uh, what what is this unit intend to explain. The These host microbe interaction is there are a lot of microorganisms that resides within our body and outside our body. So we must understand that microorganisms are not only found in our environment, they are also residing within our body. Therefore, we must understand both the one that is living outside our body and that lives within our body. Right? So, when you look at these, the invading microorganisms will try to go through these three body defense layer. First body defense layer, then second defense layer, then third defense layer. Right, we have already completed the two initial first and second defense layer, and we are yet to discuss about the third layer. So uh, what I'm trying is every microbes that live outside our body tries to uh, pass through those three defense layer to cause disease. So in the host microbe interactions, if the germ cannot penetrate through those three defense layer, it cannot cause a disease. So now, if it enters, it is always enters through certain uh, portal, certain space from where it can easily get into our body. It is not that in a normal state it can get into a body and come out of our body. It is being totally regulated. Even if by force it enters to our body will try to oppose its entry. So let us look at what are the entry point for of these entry point for these pathogens. So the in these lessons we are going to look at the whole in the host microbe interactions. We are going to look at the port of entry, relationship between the germ and the host, virulence. Virulence means capacity of an pathogen to cause disease, and the different mode of spreading germs. So these are some of the areas that we are going to cover in this presentation. Now, if you look at the pathogen and host, normally the pathogens inside our bodies are non-harmful. Those living outside our bodies are harmful at times, but not always, because those pathogen that enters our body and if causes disease, then it is passing through those different layers, and that is why our body will recognize those pathogen, and that is called acquired immunity. But if the germs that enters our body and does not cause any disease, these kind of germs would not bring any immunity to our body. So those are non-harmful. Those harmful will be there will be immunity. So we are host living in a small environment, but our big environment has got lot of pathogens. Okay, and these pathogen can be either infectious or non-infectious. Now looking at this, we are going to how the microbial floral that are found within our body. As I said earlier to you, there are a lot of microbes found within our body. So let us look at which are the microbes found within our body. There are lots of microbes found on the skin, like antibacterial, s- cyanobacterium, and there are in fact there are lot of bacteria that resides on our skin. There are also bacteria that lives within our mouth region, like streptococcus or the lactobacillus are the bacteria which lives within our mouth environment. There are also bacteria that is found in the respiratory tract, also found in the gastrointestinal tract. These are the names of the bacteria, okay, and also found urinogenital tract as well. So there are lot of these microbial flora are found within our body. Please treat these bacteria are very useful. They don't cause harm to us. So these bacteria in fact uh, prevents the entry of those harmful germs. They will fight against those germs that are entering inside our body. Therefore, those flora of microbial found within our bodies are useful. So this one shows again the similar thing, because just is in this is in the diagrammatic form, which are the germs found on your oral cavity, which are found on your skin, pharynx, small intestine, large intestines, vaginal regions, hands, and so on. Okay, so this is just to show you, and then please try to understand which are some of the bacteria that are common in our body. But I'm not talking about this the harmful one. Okay, right now I'm talking about microbials that is found within our body. uh, Now this is, if the microbes are found within our body, how do they remain in our body? Do they have any special mechanisms to get attached to our body? Yes, they have. The some of the structure that helps them to remain attached to our body or attached to the host are: one is capsule or the slimy layers. These are found in some of the bacteria and try to remain attached to the host. Likewise, there is adherence protein. The each bacteria has the surface protein. These surface protein help them to remain attached or the bind to the surface of the host. Similarly, like lipoic acids, again this is again the uh, mucosal receptors present on the bacterial surface, and this helps them to again remain attached to the host. And some of them has got even fimbriae, these which finger like structure which helps them to again attach to the host. Now, host microbe interactions, how these host and microbe interactions happens, and what numbers of the microbes remains within our body, how many of them try to enter our body and cause infection. So a normal flora are those which are remains within our body without causing any harm to our body. So if you look at the total number of bacteria that is found on your mouth, found on your skin, is just look at that number. The total number of bacteria found on the gastrointestinal tract, 10 to the power 14. Just imagine the massive number of the microbes that remain within our body without causing infection. Similarly, now the acquiring of an these resident flora, because it remains within our body without causing harm. So these residents flora, is this by birth? No, they try to settle once the child is born. So as they cry in the first they comes out of the mother's womb, then they try to take in lot of germs, and then germs try to settle in the body and remain as a part of body. So this is what we must understand, is not an uh, you know the baby acquire when, sorry, it is not that inborn germs along with the baby that when it comes out on the earth. It is, however, it is an acquired during the lifetime. Likewise, host microbe interactions. The these microbes level, I mean number of pathogen that remains within our bodies are not same all the time. It tries to differ from time to time because it all depends on the types of body chemicals present within the particular type of chemical present within our body, because some people, due to the sickness or because of some reasons, people take drugs, people take even the alcohol. This caused a lot of flora to die, and as a result their number will be very less. Therefore the normal flora that is found within our bodies are is varying from person to person. Likewise, these why some of the microbes become more vulnerable, that it tries to, some becomes vulnerable because of this, because of some chemicals it gets killed. Well, there are lot of flora, I mean those resident which try to remain within our body, also becomes opportunistic when this pathogen gets an opportunity. So they become opportunistic, meaning they try to take an opportunity to become pathogen at times. So this is what is very important. Sometime our immune system, our body immune system fails to react with this pathogen, then they become pathogens at time. uh, okay, now we are on this. Okay, so now let's look at these uh, initial colonizations. It tries to come into the very sterile environment. That once the fetus is born, the baby is exposed to lot of microbes, and this in the early stage these bacteria will try to colonize and settle without harming the host. Similarly, the colonizations can happen in various parts of the body. This is what you must understand. Um so these when I say colonizations, this bacteria gets dislodged often, but it multiplies and then it increases populations and remain within the host body. However, the caution that you need to keep is, at times this becomes harmful when it gets an opportunity. Therefore, we need to keep our body very active, with vigor immunity, with bigger immunity. All right. So now the microbes also looks for an opportunity, like for example, when the child is being fed with a bottled milk. Why bottled milk is not allowed is, this is one of the reasons. If you feed the child with a bottled milk, and this becomes an opportunity for the bacteria, when the body of the baby is not so what you call fully equipped with the immune system, the the normal flora takes an opportunity to become pathogen. Right. There are certain specific flora found in a different organs of the body. This I'm not going to discuss. Already we have seen. Please try to remember some of the names of this flora in the different regions. Okay. So these are some of the names found in the different parts of our body. Just a name. Okay. Gastrointestinal tract. Then okay, these are the germs, so these are found in different parts of our body. Okay, respiratory tract, these are the names. Okay, please try to remember some of the important body parts and the normal flora. See, these are the again found on our urethra. Then these are also found on the the some of the vaginal parts before puberty and after puberty. Okay, then uh, these the change of pH is also happens because of the presence of those normal flora within our body. Please understand that why the our body odor, smell of our body becomes every day. If you see, our body gets smelled badly much faster in a hotter season. This is because of the floral, the normal flora grows, multiplies, and it destroys a lot of cells, and that is why the pH of the body changes, and then therefore there is also a lot of smells. Okay, and this is why uh, uh, of course this such changing environment helps actually to some harmful bacteria entering to our body. So the this is, now we are talking about what is pathogenicity. What is pathogen? Pathogens are germs that enters to our body and cause harm or cause infection. So what is pathogenicity? Is refers to a microorganism that has a potential to cause disease. It is an ability or potential to cause disease, because there are two different types of germs. One is true pathogen that has got an ability to cause infection or harm to the host. The other one is when the host has got a low immune system, then it takes an opportunity to cause disease. Now, virulence factors are those chemicals that gives some power or potence to the pathogens. Because of some very harmful chemicals that makes that particular pathogen more virulent. Okay, so virulent is an ability of a microorganism to cause infection that takes the presence or absence of virulence factor into account. So this is virulent is an ability, okay, because of some presence of some chemicals or absence of some chemicals. Okay, now the portal entry. There are some germs which is living within our body, and sometimes it takes an opportunity to cause harm to our body. So those exogenous agents are those enter from outsides are called exogenous. Exo is outside, okay. Endogenous are those which are living already within our body, also cause some disease. So this is what you have to understand uh, when you talk about porter of entry. So two things can happen: either disease will be caused which is already inside our body, or something that enters to our body. Okay. Now the skin. The skin as a portal. Most of the time, skin do not allow any germs to enter our body. However, when there is a cut, when there is some opening on the skin, yes, then the germs will take an opportunity to get into it. And also, for example, the eyes, let's say eyes remains open, and the bacteria comes into our eyes and settle. And however, our eyes has a gland which secretes tears. This will wash away those germs. So most of our body parts which is opened has got some kind of mechanism to control the entry of the germs. So only if it is injured or there is an natural opening, then it gets into our body. GI, let's say GI tract. GI is gastrointestinal tract. Our mouth allows any germs to get into our body. When we eat our foods, when we eat vegetables, when we eat any bites, any substance, lots and lot of bacteria gets into our stomach, and from there this is being absorbed into the blood vessels, and it enters to other parts of the body. Similarly, when we breathe, we also try to take in lot of pathogens or the microbes into our respiratory tract. So these are again another mode of entry portal. Likewise, urinary-genital tract, the female genital tract and the male genital tract has got a direct external opening. These opening allows some of the germs to get into our organs and comes to our body. But however, there are certain mechanisms like flushing of urine, flushing of semen, or some secretions helps to actually to wash off those germs. But still, uh, many times we heard that females are suffered by UTI, urinary tract infection. This is because the urethra of the female is very, very, very short, and therefore the entry of germ is much more easier there than male. So in the male, this germ has to travel quite a long distance. As a result, they get flushed up and washed up. As a result, males has got a less number of UTI infection than female. Then this is an once they get in, why they are not getting washed off, and why they are so successful to actually to get attached to the process by which microbe gains a stable position into our body. The bacteria often attach by, as I said to you earlier, that they have a fimbriae, they have a slime, they have a pili, they have capsules. This allows them to settle strongly so that the body secretions doesn't really wash off, and that is how they try to invasions, try to attack some of the cells nearby. The now the bacteria has got those fimbriae. Bacteria has got those all the structure. Now virus is not an animal; it is a protein. As a result, these virus will make some spikes which will remain attached to the cells. Similarly, protozoans are those like Plasmodium or the amoeba. These will also burrow the cells and get inside our host host of the body. Sorry, into the host body. So there are bacteria, virus, and protozoa, which is amoeba plus the amoeba, parameciums are the protozoa, okay, and worms. Worms are like tapeworm, pinworm. These have got a suckers and hooks which helps them to remain hooked inside the body of the host. As a result, it never get dislodged. For example, those tapeworm which remains within our intestines would not get washed up or would not get washed up when you drink alcohol. This is because it has got some hooks and the sucker that remains attached to the wall of the intestine. Okay, now this is how tissue is being damaged, how the bacteria or the pathogens or microbes harms our body. The harming is brought about by the virulent factors. The virulent factors are those chemicals that will give an potential or that gives an ability to infect the host. So what are the factors? Factors are number one. Those pathogen that enters through our body would produce enzymes. These enzyme directly breaks the damages the tissue, cells, and other cell organelles. Likewise, there is a mucinase, keratinase, and collagenase, and hydrourinase. These are different the enzymes which breaks different substance. For example, keratinase is the one which breaks your hairs, which breaks your nails. These are nail proteins and then head proteins. This enzyme acts on nail protein and the hair proteins. So likewise, these other collagenase acts on the collagen fibers. So these are different types of chemicals produced by the pathogens, okay, in order to harm and invade the host. Now these chemicals can be treated, these chemicals can be produced or neutralized by the host body if the immune system is strong. Okay, now let's look at the bacteria. bacteria has got a unique kind of chemicals produced and that cause harm to the host. It produces a toxin. A toxin is a chemical, very poisonous chemical that cause harm to the host. So these poisons are two types: endotoxins and sorry, and exotoxins and endotoxins. Exotoxins are those chemicals produced by the bacteria and that cause infection to the tissue. Endotoxins are those substances of a dead, damaged bacteria. When it itself dies or gets fragmented, these pieces causes and these brings an endotoxins, or these substances are called endotoxins, and it cause poison. The exotoxin is substance that is released by the bacteria. That's so easy. And endotoxin is any body parts of the bacteria that release into the host causes damage, and that is called endotoxin. So please understand what is differences between exotoxin and endotoxin. All right, these are the different types of bacteria that causes the uh, harm. Like for example, neurotoxin that causes harm to your brain, enterotoxin which cause your harm to your stomach, like cholera, which is very popular, and cytotoxins which causes kills poison to the tissue or the cells, and that is caused by the streptolysins or hemolysins. Sorry. Now the portal of exit. Now once they get inside our body, they need to also get out of our body. So getting out is quite common. We know we cough, we sneeze, we pass urine, we pass fecal matters. So that is just a way of flushing out of our body. Similarly, our skin get peels off often, and then as a result, it also gets dislodged along with the dead cells. Similarly, this is in fecal matter, which I have already talked to you. Uh, then this is the urinogenital. You all know very well now. The semen or the urine gets, and then acidity present within our urines. This is also one way that those pathogens get dislodged from the particular organ. Likewise, blood has got a certain maintains certain pH, and also uh, there is a natural exit for the blood, except for means you know this is the reason that some of the our body parts throw away the bloods from our body, uh, because our bloods are always good for our body, except for those that comes in a monthly, has got a quite number of bacteria. That is also a process. In fact, those germs get into the body of the female, would get accumulated to that and then would be dislodged. All right. Now, if epidemiology is the disease causing and the way how the disease get spread to one parts of the world to another. So there are four different types of spreading mode. One is some of the area is natural disease occurs, and that remains within the particular community. It doesn't get spread. Such disease are called endemic disease. A disease that is permanent to certain area and it does not spread beyond that are called endemic disease. However, this spreads across, okay, in a bigger region. Now, sporadic is, you can see this red dot in the South America and North America as well. So this is very sparse, I mean very thinly distributed, or the spread. So this kind of disease is called sporadic. Uh, if you look at now, this is in the South America, on Brazil, it is so much intensely packed here. Well, you don't see any red dot anywhere, meaning the disease has the spread within a particular community in the large number of population is called epidemic. Epidemic, okay. uh, Epidemic is spread of disease within a smaller community more rapidly, okay, within a community and rapidly with large number of populations, okay, large number of population within within certain community only is called epidemic. Now a pandemic is the spread of disease worldwide. It is spread from one region to another regions and spreads rapidly, and such diseases are called pandemic. For example, at the right moment now, we see this coronavirus is one of the pandemic disease which is spreading across the world and is infecting every population. So this coronavirus, corona 19 corona 19 is pandemic disease. Okay, now this is almost nearing to an end. This may be the third slides. Pathogenicity is an ability of organism to harm to harm and cause disease. Virulence is a degree of measure of pathogenicity. And how do you measure the pathogenicity is by LD. LD is lethal dose. If 50% of the population is killed by a particular substance, then that is called lethal dosage. Okay, and now infectious, this is what you all have to understand very well. Infections and disease. Infection does not mean it's a disease. Infection can, any germs can enter your body, can do settle there and go out of our body. So that is in some, it does not got not much harm. So only this will become, infection would become infection, disease when it try to starts infecting. So when there is an abnormal conditions within our function of our body, then that is called a disease. And now the invasive factors like invasions, which we saw, enzymes helps the microbes or the pathogens to attack the host body cells. Then such pathogens are called the invasions, pathogenic microorganism. There are also enzymes that decrease, which we have already seen, right? There are enzymes which will destroy the host cells, and these are called degradative enzymes. Sometime you must try to understand what are their names. Okay, name of those enzymes. Now this is very, very, very important. The endotoxin and exotoxin, which we have already discussed about. Endotoxins is the any body parts of an bacteria that cause harms are called endotoxins. Exotoxins are those substance or chemical produced by the bacteria and chemical released by the bacteria within the host cells is called exotoxin. So these chemicals is a protein. Here the bacteria body is made up of LPS, lipopolysaccharides. This is heat labile, meaning with the help of heat it will change. With the help of heat, protein also change, you know that. Similarly that these let me go to the seventh point. This is only being shown by the gram negative bacteria, and this is being shown by both gram negative and gram positive, meaning gram positive and gram negative will produce certain chemicals that will cause harm to the body cells. But endotoxins is totally being produced by only gram negative bacteria. I hope this will help you. Thank you.